Hey, thanks for tuning in today. I wanted to share a question I got on a LinkedIn post on Friday about a hike that I did. So basically, I got this training program. I was meant to go on a 3-hour hike on Sunday. I realized that where I usually go hiking, the trails there was a big ultra marathon festival. So I thought, oh, look, I don't really want to get trampled on all these runners. So let me switch my days around. So I basically did a post about how I felt very lucky to be able to switch the days around because I have my own business. I didn't have to ask for permission. But also over the years, I have really intentionally tried to create a business that is not so dependent on live calls. I mean, I do, of course, jump on and do meetings like everyone else, but I have strategically cut that back quite a bit by using asynchronous tools. So using tools like Loom videos to communicate with clients around the world really helps with different time zones. Collaborative documents where clients can comment directly on the document, voice notes as well to communicate. So I might share an idea and then wait for their response. So that's how I manage and reduce the actual calendar times. When we are meeting on calendar, it's really around making decisions as opposed to talking through ideas, because we've had that time in between the asynchronous way to spar on ideas. So it's about decision making, next steps, that type of thing. Anyway, so that was the point of the post, is like, and it wasn't even a work flex. I'm not flexing like, oh, I'm so lucky I have all this agency. Because what I also shared is that I'm running a multi-day team day when you're listening to this. And so on Sunday, most likely I'll be spending a lot of that preparing for that. So I'm just switching the days around and very lucky that I can do that. Okay, but the question I got was from Sally Porteous. Shout out to Sally. And she wrote this. She wrote, I'm just in awe of what you managed to fit in. If you have any tips on the system to prioritize outside of just put it in the calendar, things like your training for the hike, I would love to hear them. I'm wanting to build a consistent practice of swimming. Now, I think everyone has their own motivation. When I was thinking about how to respond to Sally, I was reflecting on, okay, how am I so disciplined when it comes to this? And I know in other areas of my life, I'm not as disciplined. But I wrote to Sally and I just want to expand on this response. So I wrote, thanks, Sally. I think it comes down to this. I set goals that scare the crap out of me. I am so fearful of not making it to Everest Base Camp that I am prioritizing my program every single day. Plus, I have a coach. He assigns me a program on the app and I literally just follow that. I'm good at taking orders some of the time. Which is fascinating because other times, like most of my life, I'm really not good at taking orders. But when it comes to things that, and this is the value of having a coach and having someone that is kind of over your shoulder, with the app that I'm using, it's called Final Surge. So he sets the program. I go in there. Once it's all synced up to my Apple Watch. So when I do things, he can comment on that. I can put in injury reports. I can add in notes. And when I complete the day's activity, the date then turns green. It's like a subtle dot. It goes from red to green. And that is really rewarding. But I think the bigger question is, how do you prioritize this? Firstly, I think health should be the number one priority for all of us. I was talking at the Red Carpet Camp out around when you have goals and things you want to do in your life, all of that can be eliminated. If your health tanks or a family member's health tanks, you can't do anything else. So health should be number one for all of us. That's one thing. But at the same time, when I didn't have this goal, I probably wasn't working out that intensely. I do work out every day. It wakes me up. I need to do it. Otherwise, I go a bit stir crazy. It gets my brain moving. So, I mean, for exercise for me, it's not even about being fit. It's more about helping me get my brain into gear. But I think this part around fear, having a goal that you're scared of, is powerful. When I did my marathon training last year, it is hard. It is not easy to get up and go for a 3.5 hour run. It's really tough. It's not easy doing a high intensity sprint session. Like, this is not fun. But I worked with a coach, Pat Carroll, last year. He set me a program. I outsourced my trust in that program to Pat because Pat is a record holder on the Gold Coast Marathon. But not only that, he's coached so many people. I've had him as my virtual marathon coach for a few times. And so I outsourced my trust to Pat, and he gives me a program, and it's like, Leanne, all I've got to do is follow it. So it makes it really easy. It takes that cognitive load. I don't have to decide what I'm doing every single day. But the fact that I'm also reporting to a real human, someone that can see my times and things like that, really drives me. So for the marathon last year, I was scared. I was so scared that I wouldn't make it to the finish line. So that's a mobilizing thing. I really wanted to make it. I didn't want to have to flake out halfway through. So that motivates me to get up every day. For Everest Base Camp, I think this is a really unique experience. Altitude can wipe me out. But what helps altitude is actually having a good cardiovascular system. I'm reading so much about the hike, the stairs on it. And so, yeah, taking that weighted vest and going for that 3-hour hike, it is a priority. Could I have filled that 3 hours with things I needed to do? Absolutely. I could have done so much in that time, but it's like, I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to be at Everest Base Camp thinking, oh, I could have done more. It's like, no, just follow the program, do what you can. And I'm so scared. And that is how I do things every single day. I don't know if you work the same way. We all operate differently. We all have different types of motivation. But I'm curious to hear what motivates you. Is it having a big goal that you're scared of? Is it just feeling good every single day? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.